Then, sorry, the recording in progress thing just went off for me. But yeah, I'm 19 years old. One of the chairs for the Youth Leadership Working Group. I'm also a communications intern at Families in Nature and the Austin Civilian Conservation Corps, and I'm working on my sustainability studies degree at UT Austin.
Morning, y'all. My name's Ashley Chabeli Pettis. She, her, hers pronouns. I'm 33. I just turned 33 2 weeks ago. Years old. I work for the city of Austin in DSD youth programming and involved in Youth Forest Council. I'm also chair member of the Youth Leadership Working Group and chair member of the Austin Regional Children in Nature Group.
Hey y'all, Gabby here, she, her, hers pronouns. Yes, I'm 27. I feel like I never remember exactly how old I am, but 27 years old. I'm currently a master's student at UT in Community and Regional Planning. And then I'm also chair member of this Youth Leadership Working Group.
Hi, all. I'm Kirsten, she, her pronouns. I'm 32. I'm a chair member of this group and a new role a bit, helping to coordinate the Austin Civilian Conservation Corps now, but you probably have known the last bunch of years I've supported with the Park Ranger Cadet Program, still supporting, but in a little bit different capacity.
Cool. So my name is Lydia. I work also alongside the ACCC. But before we get started, I'm gonna go ahead and read the Land Acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge that we are meeting on the indigenous lands of Turtle Island, the ancestral name for what now is called North America. Moreover, we would like to acknowledge the Alabama, sorry if I butcher these names, but I'm gonna try my best. The Alabama, Cushada, Cado, Carrizo, Comecrudo, Coahuiltecan, Comanche, Kickapoo, Lipan Apache, Tonkawa, Isleta del Sur Pueblo, and all the American Indian and Indigenous people and communities who have been or have become a part of these lands and territories in Texas. We commit ourselves to honoring the people who were here before us and to reduce the adverse effects of colonization of these lands. Some action items that we can take are remaining accountable to Indigenous peoples, supporting Indigenous peoples by donating time or money, supporting land protectors, and supporting the return of the land, among others.
Yeah, so our group, as y'all know, is called a Youth Leadership Youth Leadership Working Group, and it's a part of the youth leadership aspect of the Cities Connecting Children to Nature group. And so basically our vision is that we imagine an Austin in which young people can easily access careers in the outdoors, nature, and the environment, are fairly compensated for their contributions, and that the field and leadership within represents the communities that we serve. And so when we talk about youth, we're talking about 14 to 24-year-olds, and our goals are to foster a culture of youth leadership internally and across the city, and compensate them fairly for their contributions. Also provide personal and professional development opportunities for youth and those who serve them, and to keep equity at the forefront of our work. And so a part of compensating people fairly, we compensate youth through their organizations, and we also reach out to folks who are in organizations to make sure that they get paid for attending. And then also, if you are a new member, go ahead and fill out our new member form. Sorry, let me go ahead and share my screen really quickly. And so this is our, what were you going to say, Gabby?
Oh, I was just going to say, I think Kirsten and I are going to switch screen sharing. So I'm happy to share my screen maybe after you go over this piece, Sheridan.
Yeah, you're good. And so this is our year overview for 2022. And basically, we've created a new schedule and a new way that we're going to be doing our meetings and events. So we'll be switching between So for our monthly meetings, we'll be switching between virtual and in person. And the virtual meetings are mostly for like youth and leaders from youth serving organizations. We'll be able to share about events, different organizations, highlights and updates. And then the in-person meetings, where we just had one this Tuesday, we'll be able to, it's mostly just a space to network and have fun in the outdoors. So some examples will be like park cleanups, kayaking cleanups, and social distance activities, hiking. And then for our quarterly workshops, these will be virtual. And so we're actually doing one of them today, and there'll be 4 in 2022. And these sessions are geared towards supporting people who are running programs for young people. So we'll be having our workshops on equitable hiring practices, outreach and recruitment, youth adult partnerships. And then we also have another one that's unplanned for now. And then lastly, we'll have annual summits that we plan to attend, which will be in person. And these summits will strengthen our network by coming together to celebrate, showcase work, and have a job fair. We'll be trying to plan the event with the Texas Children in Nature Network Summit, which will be in Austin on December 7th to 9th. And then here's our schedule. You'll also be able to access this in the slides. Yeah, and then on the last page, we just have more information about about all of us and all the members and our partners.
All right, I think this is me, Equitable Hiring and Recruitment and Outreach. All righty, by the end, we will learn some best practices for equitable hiring, specifically about recruitment and outreach. Continue to build a network of support, investigate, and collaboration.
Thanks, Victor. Yeah, so we wanted to take a little time to talk about a couple best practices and then really just use the space to talk and network. So a lot of organizations, the ones I'm involved with, others that we're all involved with, have the goals to have a demographically, specifically racially diverse staff, but I spelled the word staff wrong, and have staff that reflects the communities we work and serve, work with and collaborate with. So that's why we center racial equity in these conversations, because we know race is the leading predictor of life outcomes. So I just wanted to share a couple best practices that Youth Leadership Working Group and a lot of other folks have used and are working towards together. So I think a big key piece is starting with change and culture change, specifically for white organizational cultures that have been like traditionally mostly white spaces or are changing. Really for everyone, regardless of race, examining ourselves and how white org culture shows up, how oppression and internalized racism shows up, and how your work group, our work groups, can shift from harm towards care. So that's an ongoing individual and group process for sure. And we're hoping to maybe have a session on that in the future for this group. But that's for recruitment and outreach. It really starts with changing internal cultures. And then I think another best practice for recruitment and outreach is authentic relationships. I think we all in this space today have really taken that to heart and do that with our participants, to org leaders, and within the networks of ourselves. And to me, that's been the most effective way to get folks into our programs and get folks into the next step program of wherever they might want to go. And then accessible job postings and applications is a really crucial piece. We did our last session on this, and Ashley and Brittany and Sheridan really walked through the Forest Council's applications, and we did some workshopping together. So if y'all want to take a look at that link, that's recorded and the slides are there. And then, oh, weird, my power just went out. And then the last thing that we're going to dive into a little bit more is focused or targeted outreach of equitable recruitment and outreach. I'm going to pass it over to Ashley.